with a shot and he scores! He tries to then walking in, he shoots and scores! Mustangs draw first blood. Teresi gets a shot away and scores! 4-4. Lachlan going to the net, shoots and he scores!
And towards Cox, goes to the shot away, Davis makes the save. No, it's in! It's in! First over the lead!
This is AIHL TV.
Hello and welcome all to Hunter Ice Skating Stadium for this Australian Ice Hockey League exhibition game. We have the Brisbane Lightning visiting the Newcastle Northstars here at Hunter Ice Skating Stadium. I am Peter Lambert. With me is Simon Ginting. Welcome, Simon.
Good afternoon, Peter. I'm really excited to be here. I'm expecting it to be quite a high-scoring game and action-packed. Lots of hits.
Well, interesting you mentioned high scoring. We'll talk about some of the stats as we go along. We have a look at these two teams here in outer suburbs of Newcastle, or though officially this is Lake Macquarie, City of Lake Macquarie, but us Lake Macquarians consider ourselves part of Newcastle. So this rink here, yeah, it's 20 years old, 22, and this Northstars team 20 years old, and the Brisbane Lightning hoping to join the Australian Ice Hockey League, AIHL, in 2023. On ice right now, we see on picture 3 young members from the Australian under-20s team. So Ethan Hawes, along with Aaron Rubchuk and Clifford, they're all out there with the photo together. And also we were missing was it Connor Schultz?
Young Connor Schultz.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Connor's in the lineup tonight, but we'll have a look at the lineup in a moment. So Simon, if you want to go over and tell us what's been happening between these two teams specifically and last night as well.
So this is basically the 4th exhibition game that we'll see between Lightning and Northstars. Lightning have been a bit unlucky not to take a win in all 3 games. They've been very close games, high-scoring games. So we're back on the 5th of June. We had a 7-5 win to Northstars with Francis Drolet scoring a hat-trick being a highlight. 25th of June, we had Northstars again winning 5-4, so a lot closer. Again, with this time with Daniel Burno having a hat-trick. With Daniel Burno backing up on the next day on the 26th of June for a 7-5 win over the Brisbane Lightning. So high-scoring games, very physical games from what we've seen in the past, so it's really exciting stuff. Should note that Lightning also played yesterday, delivering a 12-9 win over the Central Coast Rhinos. So
plenty of goals on the Central Coast.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think if I remember right, in each of those games, Brisbane Lightning actually led the Northstars, and the Northstars came rampaging home. They have been a really good team in the 3rd period, plus they're quite deep and they're used to this pace. So we've seen plenty of vigour, plenty of vinegar sometimes from this Lightning team. They've been willing to match it physically. They've had lots of pace and they've had excellent tempo. So they're really well drilled, especially for a team that's yet to play their first AIHL game. It's been, I think 2011, 2012, I think was the last year of the Blue Tunnels, and they're on Gold Coast at the time. They moved to Gold Coast probably about 2008, I think it was, 2009. So it's been a long time since we've had a Brisbane team in the AHL. But we're really looking forward. I know the players love it when they go to visit Brisbane. I don't know if you've ever been up there to their 2 rinks. I've only been to Boondall, but it's a good facility. And I think if they can really get hold of the Brisbane attention up there, the Queenslanders will love it.
Well, I think the way that they've been playing is high energy, high impact. So, I mean, who doesn't love a good hit? So hopefully the Brisbane crowd can get behind them. Some really good players up there, and yes, it's been really impressive for such a young team.
So we've got some inclusion disclusions. So if you've got the latest mail on the Brisbane Lightning there, Simon?
So yeah, I guess the key things to be mindful with the Brisbane Lightning, they are missing 3 fairly key players actually in terms of scoring. So Lightning have played 13 exhibition games to date. So at the moment they're missing Dylan Kendrick, number 29. He's got 12 goals and 6 assists from 13 games. So that's impressive scoring numbers.
The main breadwinner, if I remember right.
Yes, correct. Well, they're also missing Josh Labrie, number 91. He's got 6 goals and 4 assists. And we did have Joshua Durko out, but he's now back in the lineup, and so he's got 4 goals, 10 assists. So it's good that Durko is back in the lineup. Originally, he wasn't in the original list. So, so a couple of key players that they would like to have here on the ice, but, let's not rule them out.
Yeah, absolutely. North Stars are not at full strength, of course. They lost a couple of players in the last couple of weeks. So Dash Quattarolo has returned to United States to begin his college season over there, where he's playing for a college team. And also James Downey is starting his time in the EIHL team over there, which is massive. The EIHL is a really high level of hockey, and we think he'll do great over there.
Yeah, definitely. He's playing for the Manchester Storm, so good luck to Downey and his endeavours.
So we've got Ethan Speld starting tonight for the North Stars. We've got a new inclusion, so we've got Travis Lynch is backing up for goalie for tonight. So Travis I've got down there. I haven't seen him play, so I'll be looking forward to this.
Be very exciting to see.
He's listed though. Oh, there he is. He's out on ice right now. Yeah. So I know. Other news?
Yeah, so
put you on the spot, sorry.
Yes, you did. So I guess it's probably go through. So our officials tonight are Joey Tiro, Gavin Thurston, are the 2 refs, and lineys are Sean Lynch and Dan Bora. So officiating tonight. Other than that,
we should probably talk about the ladder too. So last night the Mustangs won their game against the Ice Dogs, and that sealed the Mustangs for being in the finals, which is coming up in just a few weeks' time. So we know that the first semi-final, 1v2, will be North Stars and Brave. We don't know who will be the home team. That will depend on results. And Brave have finished their season. So it's up to the North Stars now, and the teams they play on how many points they get if they finish first or if they finish second. The other result was that the Bears and Mustangs will be 3-4. Once again, we don't know who will finish 3rd or 4th. That will depend on results in these next couple of weeks. But the final 4 teams have been decided as of last night.
Excellent. So certainly looking forward to the final series. It's been quite an exciting time, particularly for being a North Stars fan. So it's a little bit of bias there, but we're all in a treat for exciting hockey, no matter who's in.
Yeah, we will. It will be pretty exciting. It's been a few years. The last AHL finals we had was here in this building 3 years ago for that final series in 2019. It was a huge one with Brave. We had the Thunder, North Stars, and Bears, of course, who eventually won it. And actually, there's been a bit of a history in the AHL. It's often not the top place team that wins the finals. It doesn't mean that they haven't. There's been quite a few that have, but actually it took about maybe 10 years, I think, before the first placed team was to win the Goodall Cup. Prior to that, it was the curse, finishing first. The minor premiers had never won. I think Melbourne Ice were the first to break that hoodoo and getting the cup after finishing in first position. North Stars had a couple of years where they were pretty close to both, but and got one or the other. But yeah, to get both of those is been a pretty rare occurrence.
It's a tough season all around, so I guess you expect a bit of wear and tear. And
you just can't with finals, and because it's only a one and done, teams will lift. Teams will really lift. So it's kind of what's nice about this new format of having the 3 days is that it gives some reward for teams for finishing in the top 2.
Absolutely.
So they get a second chance. So that means that if you've worked hard, you played well all year, you've been consistent, then it's not so much the risk of one and done.
So I guess we should go through the team lists while we're waiting for the teams to come out. So for Brisbane Lightning, we have Travis Lynch at number 1. Sean, I'm reading the wrong list. Apologies there, folks. So let's fix that again. So Lachlan Fixter is number 3. Jay Hodgson, number 4. Lachlan Tripp, number 8. Antoine Aubin, number 9. Vesa Silvanonen, number 11. Eric Speedy is 14. Thomas Kulinik is 15. Lachlan Clifford, 17. Aaron Ratchuk, 18. Damien Bright, 19. Joshua Durko, 26. Cameron Miller, 27. He's our goalie. Will Clifford, 28. Steve Harris, number 41, was also a goalie. Aaron Wannett is 64. Henri Delgitti is 72. Quentin Greenwood is 76. Sasha Rapchak is 78. Julian Fodor, 84. Reino Usi Hakamo, number 94.
For the Newcastle Northstars, I mentioned Travis Lynch in backing up goals in number 1. Sean Ultram in number 3. John Kennedy Jr. in number 5. Ryan Dushman, number 9. Daniel Berno, number 10. 11, Tim Stanger. 13, Connor Schultz. 17, Francis Drolet. 18, Ethan Hawes. 20, Robert Malloy. 25, David Jeremy. 27, Liam Munwaring, the captain. 43, Patrick Ward. 44, Riley Tonks. 55, Richard Tesserick. Number 71, Shane Southwood. Number 86, Mackenzie Gallagher. 91, Patrick Naden. 96, Hunter Allen. And 98, starting tonight, Ethan Speld in goal. Just waiting for the players to come on ice after their warm-up here. Bo Taylor's listed right now on screen, but he's not here yet. But I believe he is going to make a little cameo back from Canada. So he's actually a Central Coast boy. He grew up there, but he played for the North Stars as a junior and then played for the Rhinos when they were in the league before, and then came back to the North Stars for a number of years. I think 2016 was his last one with us. Went back to Canada. But anytime we have Bo, we'll welcome him back because he's always been a great player for us.
He certainly has, yeah.
Something we're seeing in this league is the players that have had the experience from playing overseas, the local players, come back with a whole extra level to their game. So we've seen that with guys like Riley Tonks and Liam Waring, Patrick Naden, and I'm sure there'll be a few on the Brisbane Lightning squad as well. Actually, we got news that Sasha Rapchak.
Yes, he's off to the US Premier Hockey League for San Diego Sabres. So, what an exciting opportunity there. So, play, lift your game.
Yeah, that's a really big bonus for these young guys to get to play overseas. Of course, with the women's, and we'll probably at some stage include his sister Katrina, who we saw tearing it up here at the Free.
Absolutely.
The Free tournament. The college hockey is big for women's hockey as well, and that's a great opportunity for them to develop their skills beyond what we'd normally get to do. If you play here in the AHL, you get 2 practices a week, and you might have 1 game or 2 games or none. But of course, if you're playing in a junior team or even a high school team in Sweden or Czech or Canada or even USA, you're probably on the ice 4, 5, 6 times a week, and it makes a big difference in the advancement of the game. So
it certainly does. It's all about ice time, and certainly having the opportunity to be on the ice is just going to develop your game, your skating, your puck handling. It's really makes a difference. You can do a lot off ice, but it really doesn't beat on ice practice and training.
So we will have a short presentation. I think it's before the puck drop. It may be before we have the anthem. So there will be an unveiling. I won't spoil it for you all now. But there will be a pause there, which is why you can see Gary Dore on ice at the moment with his microphone. So this week we did say goodbye to Don Champagne, and it was Don's memorial this week. It was really nice to catch up with many of the people behind the North Stars in the past, and I'll shut up now because I think Gary's going to talk about what's going on.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all of our fantastic ice hockey fans. Last home game of the season, so we hear a lot of cheering tonight, and expect a fantastic game. Just a little something. It's a lot of something, actually. As we know, just over 2 weeks ago, our good friend and a big part of our hockey community, Don Champagne, passed away, and the boys commemorated that, and we wore the black bands. Don made such an impact for what he did for us over the past 22 years. He started our hockey programs, then of course played a huge contribution in the foundation and the success of the Newcastle Northstars AIHL teams. One you're watching here tonight. If it was not for Don, this may not have been possible. Don coached the Northstars to 9 grand finals and of course 4 national championships. He coached the national senior team for 3 years and strongly contributed ice hockey in New South Wales and all over Australia. We miss him dearly, but want to always keep him in our hearts and minds. Therefore today, we'll be giving Don the recognition that he deserves. I've asked Steve and Lindsay, who's over there at the grandstand, Don's good friend and assistant coach with the 2008 championship team and 2009 grand finalists. So today, please join to celebrate with Don's family as today we dedicate the Northeastern Grandstand of the Hunter Ice Skating Stadium to be officially known as Don Champagne Stand. Thank you, and let's look forward to a fantastic game. You would love it. And if you could all please upstanding for the national anthem on the Jumbotron.
Advanced Australia Fair, well, I like that song a lot more because it means it's the start of a hockey game, Simon.
Yes.
Same with Star Spangled Banner and No Counter. It means that the show's about to start. And as we hear the Joker and the Thief lead us in, as they do for every game, building the tension, the two teams are huddled around their nets, and you'll see as the North Stars gather in together, you'll see Bert Malloy do his normal butt slap with a stick. It goes around. Brisbane will develop their own little habits as well. They'll develop their own thing, and they too are huddled around their net and talking about what they're planning. Just getting the blood going, because it starts off, you can't start slow with this league. You've got to start with tempo. You've got to start with full action. You've got to go full speed right from the start.
Definitely, with one thing we've seen with the 3 games with the Lightning, they start hard, and they have pushed the North Stars quite considerably, and North Stars have struggled at points, and it honestly have been lucky to get away with some good wins in the third periods, essentially.
Yeah, I feel so. They definitely were shocked by the Brisbane Lightning that first game back in June and got behind. And Brisbane were confident. They really thought they were going to stick it to the team that was at the time number 1 in the league. And I think the North Stars are still number 1 and actually points per game. So they're very close to where Brisbane are anyway. So yeah, they've come with lots of confidence. They've won the face-off. Daniel Bright, the captain, quickly gets the puck down it gets cut off at the door there. I think it got stuck under the door. And they're turned around by the North Stars defence as Manwaring pushes them back. Clifford, that's Lachlan Clifford. Beaten to it by Southwood. Paddy Ward disposes of it. And it doesn't clear the blue line. It actually palms that down of a slap shot from Bright. McBride has to wait up at the blue line as they get onside. Once again, Patrick Ward bats it down, takes a little bit of stick work and hands it off to his D partner, JFK. JFK now with a long stretch pass after Manwaring, who has to turn and come about. Quick shot there, and Harris stops it, and it turned aside to the blue line. Riley Tonks will keep it in, but can't keep it steady and fires it in, and instead it will be picked up by Lock and Tripp. To the blue line across, and Sean Altram fires it back, but Brisbane quickly on the counter. Quick shot on net, and it's wide, and no action required there by Ethan Speld. So we've got two Cliffords, and we have to make sure I got the right ones there. So that was Sash. This was Sasha Rapchak there playing that puck. Forgive me as I learn these names and numbers.
Yeah, it's Lachlan and Will that, and then obviously we got the Rapchak brothers as well. So.
Too many brothers.
Yes.
It's a heart attack for a commentator.
Hockey dynasty, you know, it's quite amazing.
Right now into the zone, Riley Tonks will drop it off, defenseman, so he's not normally on the attack. Takes the opportunity though, and that's stolen, but North Stars had numbers going back. And Richie Tesserick will cut it back. Welcome back, Richie, after his holiday in Europe, seeing family, friends, and weddings and so on. North Stars will certainly welcome Richie Tesserick back, being one of their key secondary scorers into the zone now, and a quick shot, and it's just shoveled through between the legs of Tonks and pushed aside there by the North Stars defence. On the attack now, Brisbane Lightning. Rapchak down low, has it stolen by his counterpart in 18, Ethan Hawes. Returned from the world under 20s. Takes a look, shot, and a save there by Harris. Turn aside. Into the zone. Lightning on the attack. Quick shot and a save by Speld, and another save for a stopper play. 17:40 left in the first. No score.
Good aggressive forward movement by the Brisbane Lightning. Almost get that rebound, but fortunately Speld had it covered in both shots.
So that was Aaron Wannett there with the drive. He's been impressive in 64 so far. Quick shot on that and stopped there by the pillows of Speld. Now to the clinic there up on the point. Has played for the North Stars a couple of years ago. He had a couple of games, came down to play in Newcastle as an opportunity, and now he's looking forward to playing the AHL for his home team. Fired up ice, and Clinic will go back to pick it up.
Lovely pace on that puck to avoid the icing there.
Now Clinic brings it up himself. Clifford skates onto it, takes a shot. It's off the stick of JFK and goes high. Cleared by North Stars D, but not to the blue line. Not past the blue line, and that's off a Brisbane Lightning player, and now shoveled down ice with a sandwich by the North Stars. Into the attacking zone, Jay Hodgson. Cut off by white jerseys and turn around, and there's a foot race on for the puck. Manwaring can't win it, but it's up into the netting, and there's a stop of play with 16:41 left in the first.
And we're definitely not disappointed by the pace of the game. They're certainly playing with some aggression and speed, which is really exciting to see. Something we should expect for next year, definitely.
Yeah, well, if Brisbane recruit well with imports, especially go back to 4 imports, this will be a deep team. This will be a dangerous team. So I think they would be contenders right from the start for finals. Tonks with a quick shot, backhand on net, and it's saved there by Harris through the screen. Did well to pick that up. Then Ray takes on it, spinners and fires, and that's off the pads and goes wide now. Altram can't cut off his man. Clifford will skate onto it. Fedor looking inside. Pass. Makes it to the blue line, kept in play. And backhanded in for the chase. Altram keeps his man on the outside. Lightning gets some space, takes a shot to a screen. It's off one of their own players and wide. That would have hurt off the skates. Even if it doesn't actually hit your foot, if it hits the blade, it still actually rings the foot. Fedor there taking that one. Clifford now. Nice move to get around the defender, Tonks. Looking inside, but there's plenty of white jerseys covering the men inside. Pass, misses the mark and goes back to Kalinic in D. Has a look. Goes to left wing as the North Stars are changing. Here's some help from Winnut and Rapchak. Skating onto it. North Stars will pick it up, turn around, and heading up ice with some pace. Calling for it was Malloy, former captain of the North Stars. Still one of their leaders. You don't have to wear a C to be a leader, as they say. That's off the stick, and Francis Drolet has to battle 2-3 Lightning players, and so far is winning, although it doesn't help when you've got to play against the penalty doors.
Just wonderful work
Still
from
going. Drolet. He's so hard to contain. So slippery, such a good skater. Great balance. Malloy with the preemptive hit there. Newcastle quickly on the attack. Shot off some shin pads and wide. White pursues into the corner, kept in at the blue line by Hawes. Has a look, goes to the wing instead. Pass inside, picked up by Malloy. He'll backhand it in as he's wrong-handed. Pushed out of the corner, back to Hawes. Coming in with the change is McKenzie. Tesserick, Connor Schultz with a shot, and a save there by Harris. Digging at the Northstars, it's loose in front. They can't contain it, it's smothered now. And with a little bit of extracurricular pushing. So that's Lachlan Tripp, and I think it was
Looked like Hawes to me.
Ethan Hawes. I think he was the one digging down there. He doesn't get that many opportunities right in front of the position net.
It's very unusual to see him in the amongst the rough stuff, though.
It's a D-man. You don't get those sort of opportunities often. You're defending your own net, but he won't back down. He's played plenty of good hockey in US. If he's heading to the WHL, there's plenty of action in the WHL, which is a massive junior league there in Canada and US. Right now, won by the Lightning. The Northstars quickly turn around and fire back on that, but it's wide, so they'll chase him to the corner. Mackenzie Gallagher fires it across, but it's picked up by the Lightning. They'll try the left wing option. Patrick Ward, though, pinches in and keeps it alive down low. Skating onto it as Schultz has a look to the blue line, but Kennedy is outside the blue, and he'll need to send it across to his D partner, Ward. He'll slap it in as his team gets onside, and it rings around the fast ice here and nearly comes out up the other side. Stanger tries to settle that one, but it's bouncing. Takes a quick shot towards net, and it's wide. Gallagher in the corner. Part of the melee. Brisbane here have an opportunity. They've got some numbers moving forward. Into the zone they go. Takes a shot. That's well defended there with a stick check by Ward. Out the other side. It's gone to Will Clifford. Newcastle steal it, and they'll take it up the right wing. Southwood has a look. Got too many numbers to get around. He's getting some help from Manwaring, but it's too late as the Lightning head out the other way. Can't find it there, Clifford. He's heading for a change is why. And that's turned around. We've got a bit of ping pong happening here, Simon. You're going back and forth.
Yes. Some wonderful hockey, back and forth hockey there. So they try and control it.
Well, that was a spinner, that one. It looked like a flipper. Bouncing around into neutral ice. Settled by Brisbane. And they're offside, so they'll need to touch up, which they do. Riley Tonks has a look and instead fires it off the gear of Clifford. That's Lachlan Clifford, the junior. Kept in, alive by Drolet, who's heading towards the net. Gets it in front, quick shot and a save by Harris. Pat Naden couldn't get all of it there off the heel of his stick.
A beautiful pass into the slot from behind the net. So that's a perfect hockey play set up. You know, it's a really dangerous play, and Northstars are very unlucky not to capitalise on that beautiful shot from the slot.
Yeah, right in the correct spot was Pat Naden, so Brisbane will need to make sure they clear those guys from in front of the net. Pat Naden does practice that sort of stuff. He's always willing to stand in front of the net and take a beating. Back underway. And watch out for Daniel Berner, whose game has improved a lot since June. It wasn't too bad back then, but he's been really on fire lately, largely thanks to his teamwork with Francis Drolet. Berner there just shrugs off Usi and keeps going. Not a big guy, but these guys have excellent balance and speed and power off their edges. But Malloy playing a bit of defense now, which is normally his natural position. He's been more forward this year. Berner makes a call. Hawes with a shot, and it's just wide. Really wound up with a big wrist shot there. Kept alive, but the Brisbane Lightning tried to fire it out of the zone, but Newcastle had possession quick through the park. Across. Berner has a look. Off the toe. Loose in front. Tries again. Harris with another save, and it's now behind the net. Picked up by the Lightning. Wannett has a look. long pass. It's under the stick of Hawes and not batted down by Burno, but he got it himself, so no hand pass. Hawes has a look, fires it around the boards instead. Newcastle keep position. They've lost it to Lightning now. They fire it down ice. And that should be icing, and it is. So back we go to the other end with first period, 11-13 to go, and no score is what I meant to say there, Simon.
Highly unusual given the number of goals in the game. And Newcastle are really showing Brisbane a lot of respect, and so they should. Brisbane know how to push, and Newcastle is showing them the level of respect that's required.
Back underway, Newcastle fire it forward. It's picked up by Brisbane Lightning and wrapped around the boards by Lachlan Tripp. Kept in alive by Newcastle, and now it's outside for the coach Kennedy. He'll fire it in as his team gets onside, and DJ Jeremy's first in there. A little bump. Brisbane having trouble breaking out this game, and that's partly because of the way Newcastle is playing. They're keeping the pressure on and breaking up the breakout a bit from the Brisbane Lightning. On the attack is Rapture. Fires it in. He takes a hard hit there from Tim Stanger. He started off his career as a speedy guy, now he's an enforcer. Quick shot there by Jester in Southwood. Into the corner for a bit of melee, and Brisbane come out with it. They're going to go up the left wing. Has a look inside. Fedor on the right. Has a look, takes a shot, and it's high and into the glass. Play continues as it hit the glass, not the netting. And Newcastle captain Manwaring goes up ice. He's going to be first to it. He gets it loose, quick shot and a save there off Naden. Has another go, and we got some pushing in front.
Oh, wonderful save by Harris there. It's the reason why his stats are pretty reasonable. I mean, in the last with his 13 games, 13 games that they played, he's had 6 wins, two losses with a 2.48 goal against average, with a really respectable 0.917 save average. So
anything in the 90s is a good number. Yeah. So we will also. No, we're not going to have any penalties. I love it. Yeah, no harm done. No one had to call mum. It's all good. We'll continue. Back underway. Manwaring skates around the player with Fedor, can't shake him off. And now he's lost it, but Winard has it. He's going up the left wing. Tries inside, gets Fedor. Big guy, good skills. Nice pass behind, but Ethan Spilled saw it all away and gathered it in. The shot off Rapture. 9:44 left in the first.
Beautiful little drop pass on the backhand there to set up that shot. So we'll see in the replay there. Comes in, just tricks him out. Yeah. But Ethan was able to see that quite clearly.
Face off to the left of Spelt. Sean Lynch with the puck. Face off. Newcastle win it clean. Hawes fires around the boards. Tesserick will go and pick up the puck because it's slowing up a bit against the runners there. Hawes will take the right wing option. Stretch pass. Trying to hit Burno there. He might still be first to the puck. There's a foot race on, and he is. With the battle. Quick shot in front and a save there by Harris with Mr. Tesserick on the spot between the circles.
See that, a wonderful foot race. It was touch and go. I would have called that icing. It was touch and go, but certainly allowed them to set it up, that pass into the deep slot for what was almost a goal.
It was pretty close, yeah. Lightning win that. They'll set up the left wing. Kept alive there as Newcastle touch it up, and we'll bring it back in with Francis Drolet. With the silky skills, quick shot, and it's off the shin pads of Brighton up into the netting. So another stop of play, this time in the Brisbane end.
Again, Newcastle just pushing forward, and Brisbane having a little bit of trouble containing him and pushing him out of the zone. But we'll see what happens next.
Face off, won cleanly by Drolet. Pause, man receiving, gets it off to Burno. He's under pressure there by Damien Bright. And the backhand gets them out of the zone, springs the player, but quick to the puck there was Bert Malloy. He's still got plenty of speed. I think actually Bert probably played against this team yesterday. I think he played for Central Coast yesterday.
I believe he
Rhinos.
did.
Spinning about, Lightning trying to do it all himself here, Burko. He's under pressure with plenty of white jerseys, no black to help out. Jeremy has a look, doesn't take the shot. Hawes goes around behind the net as his team are changing, so he's happy to burn some time. Gets it instead to Jeremy. Fires it off the boards, billiard style, kept in by Ward. Once again, Jeremy has to get it back, but loses the puck in the pivot. Ward there patrolling the blue line, keeps it in. Burko now down low. Brisbane having trouble breaking out. Newcastle putting lots of pressure on this team on the forecheck. Loose, so quickly Sean Lynch has to get out of the way as the puck balloons into the North Stars bench.
Again, both teams playing it hard. Newcastle are definitely not allowing Brisbane any opportunity. They really don't want to. They really want to shut down Brisbane. Brisbane are still going for it.
Outside the zone, Newcastle zone, face off. Kennedy gets to Manwaring. 2 against 1. Now Kennedy comes in to help, and Newcastle come out with it. And Brisbane bring that in offside, so they need to turn around. So breaking up the play, player down. Damien Bryant loses his footing. Chance for Newcastle here. Driving towards the net. Backhand. Scores! Nice move. I think it was Patrick Naden down low.
It is Patrick Naden scoring that on the backhand.
And that was good awareness by Naden. He saw Bryant was down. He saw Brisbane were missing numbers. But instead of making the pass, he drove the net and he made them choose. And he ended up with a nice backhand move to put it top shelf. As you can see, Brisbane players too late to get to him.
He definitely tried to, couldn't quite make out the number there, but still tried to stop that pass to the slot, which is what Newcastle have been doing. But Patrick Naden just danced around him and went on the backhand.
Fedor trying to equal things up, takes a shot and a save off the pads there by Spelled. Manwaring puts it into neutral ice. Takes the hit, gives the hit. Forwards the puck, but back she goes. Southwood gets it to Tonks. That's off a Brisbane stick, so it's broken up a little. But Southwood, the Jester, will get it back. Ultram now. Return of the North Stars after 11 seasons away. And fired around the boards. Brisbane here breaking up. Burno and Fedor are going to go. I'm surprised to see this. I didn't think Dan Burno was a fighter, and Fedor's still got his, and he's still taking down the big guy. Dan Burno's not happy with it. He wanted more. Gets a big cheer from the crowd and his team.
Yeah, I think Fedor took a little bit of an exception to a hit down at the bottom corner there. So. Yeah. Well,
it's not usual you're going to see an import give up his game for a fight, you know. They're not normally going to be willing to do that, but there's plenty of smiles on the North Stars bench.
So definitely the refs are having a little bit of a chat to the captains to try and settle things down there.
Well, Damien Bright, I think, is saying it was, well, it did seem to be fairly, it seemed to be mutual, you know, like there was not one going after another at that point. I think Dan Burno was already hot about something that happened down at the deep end. I haven't seen that, but I just see this being a major reach and on we go. They'll have to have a player sit for him.
Captains going back to their respective benches to have a bit of a chat.
So normally it's a 5 and 25, 5 and 20 for game misconduct, for fisticuffs, for a game for fighting, for each, and they'll have to have somebody sit the 5-minute for them. So Hunter Illen for the North Stars, and it looks like Lachlan Fixter is the one sitting for Fedor for the Brisbane Lightning. So they're sitting it for their teammates. They don't sit the 20. That's a personal penalty, and that means that those two players can't return for the rest of the game. Because it's not in the last 10 minutes of the last period, it doesn't carry to the next. So unless there was supplementary action, which we shouldn't see, it was neutral, it was clean, then it would be a disciplinary process if that was the case. You know, like if it was a more serious infraction, then it goes to tribunal.
So we're going to see some 4-on-4 hockey here with a lot more open space, which is, I'm thinking might suit the North Stars game a little bit more than Brisbane. But let's see what Brisbane can do with the extra space as well.
Damien Bright fires it in. It's knocked down by Robert Malloy. Ethan Hawes now sends it back to Malloy. Back to Hawes. Good partnership here as these two move it forward. Into the zone goes Hawes. Has a look. He's got Drolet inside. He's a good man to pass it to. Drolet shakes up a hook there. Gets the puck. Tries the backhand. Can't get it through the crowd, but he has drawn a penalty, I think. Or it was a net off.
It'll be interesting to see how Drolet plays without Burno in the mix. Those two, the chemistry between the two is certainly contributed to a lot of North Stars goals.
Yes, but also I think Fedor is a big player for Lightning. He carries a lot of the play for him. So it's going to be a bit of a blow for both teams.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm going to call it kind of even. Both teams will hurt missing those players, so it shouldn't massively influence things one or another. Tesserick now spins about, shakes off the attackers, gets it inside, but it's through some sticks and doesn't get across cleanly, so Hawes will pick it up. He gets a pass inside, but it's broken up by the defence there. That's Jay Hodgson with the puck. Flies it down ice, but it's cut off by Hawes. He looks up, brings it into the zone himself. He's got Drolet heading to the net. He's got Bert Malloy with him. Quick shot on net through the screen by Drolet right from the blue line, but it's stopped by Harris for a stop of play.
Fantastic control from the North Stars players, and Brisbane were up to the task, and certainly Harris definitely up to the task to get North Stars out. Interesting.
I thought there would be a 5 and 20, but it looks like there's been called a 2-minute penalty, so maybe they were 2 and 10s, which can happen depending on the severity of the roughing, if they call it roughing or if the refs call it fighting. Also remember this is an exhibition game, so they might think that's okay. Manwaring bumped off the puck. Lightning retrieve it, but once again, Naden's in there to cause pressure. Loose in front, quick shot by Riley Tonks, and it's off the glove of Harris. He tries to find it, but his teammates have found it for him. Thomas Kalinick will fire it off the boards for his teammate. Rapchuk gets around Tonks with hustle. Bit of a bump there by Pat Naden, and still on the job is Rapchuk. And that's Aaron Rapchuk. So he's getting some action there from his teammate from the Aussie team.
Yes. Certainly showing the tenacity that it, probably earns him the spot on the team.
Absolutely, yeah. Patrick Ward swats at that one. Rapchuk now under pressure by Shane Southwood. Very experienced campaigner. He's played for 2, I think, AHL teams. He'll probably play for a 3rd one next year. Now, there's a couple of guys in this team that are from Central Coast, so some we expect to go to the Rhinos. They don't have to; it's their choice. I know that some plan to stay. So, what we think is likely to happen is that Shane Southwood and Bert Malloy, possibly some others, but those are the 2 most likely or confirmed will be playing for the Rhinos next year. So this might be their last home game for the North Stars. They'll be hoping to go out in a big way in the Goodall Cup finals in a few weeks' time. Brisbane go off the left wing. And it's picked up by Patrick Ward off the boards. Kind of shorts now. Quick disposal. And instead it's picked up by one of the Rap Shop boys. That's Sasha. In the zone, fires it around off the glass. And that was unusual to bounce there for it to bounce off the stanchions and then head towards the goal where it hit spelled. Patrick Ward quickly gets to the puck and fights off the forecheck. Tim Stanger has 2 black jerseys. Melee down along the boards. Newcastle unable to move it out of the zone. Tenacious work by the Lightning. Fly back in, but they're offside and they're going to go for a change anyway. Not a bad time to do so. Clifford forechecking. Ward gets the pass away. Touched by Naden and then goes straight to Antoine Orban. Actually from Central Coast originally too. Backhander. Can't get it away. Pause. Spins about. Gets on his forehand. Tapped down there by Minwaring. Now Southwood can't redirect their Naden. Brisbane breaking out their own end. Down ice it goes. Malloy first the puck, but it's icing, so back they'll go to the Brisbane end.
Brisbane have done an amazing job of disrupting what's normally a very clean North Stars breakout. One thing that feature of the North Stars is they do have a very good breakout system. Brisbane have really been disruptive, as you saw in the board battles down in the bottom near the Don Champagne stand. Really disruptive, which is good hard hockey.
Back underway, Newcastle firing it. Golay with the puck. Gets it to the point. Hands it off. Brisbane now with the puck. Can't get it out of the zone. Fired down ice by Orban. Tesserick shakes off the shirt. Takes the shot off the helmet. And it bounces to safety, fortunately for Harris.
It wasn't very clear where that puck actually went. It looked like it bounced off the top bar there. Both teams go for a change.
Choked on my words there. Face off to the right of Harris. Face off. Player tied up there a bit. North Stars unfortunate not to get a penalty. Quick shot on it. Saved. A good one by Speld and he smothers for a stop and play. With 2:06 left in the first. 1-0 the score for the North Stars.
Great opportunity for young Rapchuk there on the breakaway. Certainly Speld had his measure, luckily, for the North Stars, but certainly a great opportunity for Brisbane.
Face off. Brisbane win it. Try to steal it back. Newcastle send it forward though. Minwaring with some speed, he's going to wheel. Fires it across ice and it goes wide of Harris's pads. And net. Riley Tonks protects the puck. Gets it to John Kennedy. Up ice now we go. Hands off by Minwaring to Southwood. To Minwaring to Southwood. Can't get a shot away. Good work there by Kalinick to freeze the puck on the man there. North Stars trying to send it back into the zone. Naden taken down. Newcastle calling for a penalty. None given. Referees aren't too interested in penalties tonight. They will lift if they will do the thing if things get a bit more out of control. But things are fairly well in control right now. Kalinick disposes of the puck to his D partner. Brisbane moving forward, long shot towards net and frozen by Speld, who gets a little snow shower from his teammate Ultram.
Which is something you probably shouldn't do to your own goalie.
Oh, well, you got to stop. Better to stop and spray some snow than to. He wasn't trying to shovel it into his face. That's usually what starts a fight when you do against the other team. Face off, one by Newcastle. Ward fires it around the boards, but there's plenty of pressure from the Brisbane forecheck. Spinning about Ward, tries again. Backhanded there by, I think, Tesserick. And down ice it goes. And it won't be icing. Bright gets to it first, fires it across the line to his teammate. Mackenzie Gallagher doing the forward checking here. Bright carries it out, tries the left wing, and gets it by, and it's going to be Bert Malloy for North Stars first to it. Quick fake and a hustle there by Hawes is going to send up the middle onto the stick of Tesserick and pushed forward by Gallagher. Into the corner right now. Newcastle will be looking to bring it inside. Instead, they've lost the puck, and Bert Malloy has missed his hit, and to his credit, jumped out of the way, so he didn't clip the player. Newcastle had to hold up at the loo line there for Tesserick to get back, and that's the end of the period, though. So at the end of this 20 minutes, we've had an exciting 20 minutes, but it's 1-0 for the North Stars.
So exciting hockey all around for the first period. We'll definitely want to see Brisbane, see how they respond in the second period. I'm sure they're going to lift.
A bit of chat between the benches here. So the two captains or coaches were trying to talk on ice after being told to get off by the referees. So they might be wanting to have a peace talk, but referees not having it. They could do that later on. They've both been given 10-minute misconducts for when they come back.
Plenty of time for a beer afterwards.
Mr. Terrio using his dad voice there. He's got 3 goals to wrangle, and he knows how to use it.
Yes, you definitely don't cross Joey.
We've got a couple of birthdays today, including Pete Smith on camera. Gets up on the big screen, Pete. Happy birthday to you, mate. 30 today. And Alicia Roller, 19, and Arkia Crombie is 15. So happy birthday to those.
Happy birthday to all 3 of you.
So I think we'll do a little wrap up before we come back and talk about how the period went. But I think for now we'll back about less than 10 minutes. We'll come back for the second period. So at the end of this first period, we have the Brisbane Lightning 0 trailing the Newcastle Northstars, the home team, by 1. Welcome back, everyone, to Hunray Skating Stadium for this AHL exhibition game. The Newcastle Northstars, the hosts, are 1. They are leading the Brisbane Lightning 0 after one period of 20 minutes. And the exciting start to the game, Simon Gintigs.
Yeah, certainly was, Pete. Definitely exciting, and as expected, plenty of hits. And surprisingly, a little bit of a fight, or rather, probably unsurprisingly, given that physical nature of the hockey. We've seen some beautiful, beautiful old school hockey happening here.
Look, it's actually, I mean, besides that, it's been clean hockey. There's been good hits. There hasn't been anything malicious about it, and that was from a single incident. So I found out a bit more about that. The 2 2-minute penalties we saw on the board were the penalties that led to the fight. So then there was 5s and 20s given out there. So actually, it was Ethan Hawes helped me out with those. So they were given 27 minutes at the penalties each. So the 2s, which started it, then the 5 and 20s that they got for the fisticuffs following.
Right.
So they will be done for the game.
I'm assuming the late hit, who was called for the penalty.
Yeah, I think that was one of them, and then there was a instigator was the other. So it was the other 2 minute. So which would have assumed been Burner.
Yeah.
So we're just waiting to see. I think what will happen here at the end of that period, we had the 2 leaders for the team. So we had player coach Kennedy and Damien Bright, the captain for Brisbane. They were trying to sort some things out, basically check that things were okay and that they were just going to carry on and put it behind them. So they're just checking to say, are we good, but they did it on ice, which they're not supposed to do. So I'm just going to see if there have been called for penalties on that. It could be personal 10s, or it could be 2-minute penalties for, it could be delay a game or misconduct or something like that, or it might be nothing. So we'll see if anything goes on the record there. But at the moment, Bright's on ice out there at the moment, the blue line. So I think they've got away with a warning on that one, but they were not following the protocol when they were supposed to leave the ice.
Yeah, possibly got away with it being after the whistle, after the end of the period.
Yeah, both on ice now, so they've been let off on that one, and that might be a first. They talked their way out of the penalty. Kennedy backhands it in after Newcastle win that face-off, and Harris will push it aside with the blocker down low, and Brisbane breaking out. This clean, hard ice here at Warners Bay. Backhand delivery from Ward to Kennedy. And Kennedy will look for someone to pass that to. He's going to take, he's going to send it to Damien Bright. Might be a thanks for the chat. Who's the puck?
It's a result of good pressure from Brisbane, really. It didn't really offer JFK a lot of options to get that pass out of the zone there.
Newcastle have it in the attacking zone. Tesserick can't protect it well, so he hands it off to Ward. He sees a gap and fires it through the screen, but you could see that one, Harris, and he turns it aside. Forward check now, Newcastle's first to it. Good battle down low for the puck. Kept in the zone, first time, not the second. Settled down by Tesserick. He spins about as he can do, and he's drawn a penalty with the accidental trip there by Durko, and so it will be the North Stars power play, the first of the game.
So a little bit of action here. Certainly will be interesting to see how the North Stars manage their power play, and it's good to see how the Brisbane Lightning also managed the penalty kill there.
First test for these two teams. Hawes walks the blue line. Big part of their power play this year. Malloy, his last game here, in white, red and blue anyway. Tesserick knocked down there with the stick check. Malloy settles that, can't take the shot, so he tries a wrist shot, and it's seen by Harris and turned aside. Pause, reverses, gets it to draw away. He's got Naden in front, taking the licks for the team. Stick check by Naden. Instead it goes to Malloy and of Hawes. Burnt through the screen, scoots and scores.
So unfortunately, Harris wasn't able to see that second shot from the blue line. It was a marvellous effort for their previous shot. You know, given that both Drolle and Naden were in front, blocking, perfectly screening Harris. So amazing to get that first shot, but unfortunately for Brisbane, not the second.
You saw the first time Malloy couldn't settle that puck, so he disposed of it instead. That time he got it clean. He took the shot through the screen, which is why it's at the top of the umbrella there. They call that the top of the umbrella. To get it through all those legs and sticks, it makes it hard for the goalie to see it. Nice fake move there to get it out of the zone there by, I think it's Manwaring. Quick shot on net. Yeah, it was Manwaring. Manwaring will pick it up. Hands it off behind him. Damien Bright is beaten to it by Schultz. He won it down there with him. Manwaring reverses it. Want it in position and fires it down ice with the backhand. Picking it up down low, which was good there. Like Uzi, North Stars are getting a penalty here. They called for a hook or an interference on that breakaway. Loose in front and picked up by Ultram. Pardon me, that was not a penalty. It must have been a delayed offside. So I thought I saw an arm go up there. My mistake.
Certainly understandable given how close proximity all three players were to each other.
There was a candidate there. There was a candidate for a penalty.
Yeah.
Kennedy now gets the puck, takes it himself, takes a shot. It's off a stick and high. Kennedy again fires it in. He's got to play it down low. That's DJ Jeremy. David James, better known as DJ. First to the puck. Can't get it cleanly, and so it's going to be bumped down. There's a battle there between Durko and Ward. Ward with the foot race gets there first. Gets it to his teammate. Newcastle now will bring it up the left wing and just touch it and behind the red line, so that will be icing called, and they'll go back to Ethan Speld's end.
Yeah, Jeremy just couldn't trap that puck, and it deflected straight off and right. Unfortunately, it was in front of the red line, so back for icing for Newcastle.
So we saw news about Sasha Rapchap. We've also got news about Riley Tonks. So I just got the inside word from his dad before you guys end once this is settled down. Bright back to Klunik. That's a bad bounce for Brisbane, but they managed to recover the puck. But it's stolen by Tim Stanger, and the puck is loose. But good defence there, kept him separated from the puck. Klunik now gets it back. Good battle to win that puck. Has a look, tries to pass, and it's broken up by North Stars, and now they're on the counter and they've got numbers. Kennedy streaking towards the net, calls for it, shot on net and a save with the pads there by Harris. Kennedy was there, but not soon enough, or the pass wasn't on target. Kennedy there with a big hit.
It's certainly a good 3-on-1. Fortunately, that looks to be an interference penalty being called.
Yeah, it might have been a bit late there from Kennedy. I think it was Kennedy who would get it, if it's the one that I saw.
Yeah, it's definitely Kennedy.
5 white. There he goes. So it'll be a power play. The first one for Brisbane Lightning in this game. They're down 2-0, so this is an opportunity to get one back and get close to that two-goal lead in the North Stars.
Certainly a good opportunity for Brisbane with the extra man. So
face off. Brisbane win that on the power play. Battle in the corner in Newcastle's end. Second period, so we're down opposite ends this period, in the far ends. Naden comes to blows with Clifford there. Pass inside's off the skate. Pause. Gets it through the sticks. And, pardon me, that was Pat Naden, and advances the puck down ice. A quick change has Tesserick and Southwood on ice, so they get some fresh legs out there for the attackers at least anyway. Stick check breaks up the play, and that's up into the netting, and we'll have a stop the clock. 14:54 left in the second.
So reasonably good control from Brisbane there. A little bit of scramble for Newcastle in their power plays. Penalty kill, sorry, as you would expect.
Too many men. We can only have 4 there, Bert, so he'll head off. Face off. Pause quickly on it. Southwood with a win there. Fired round the boards by Stanger, and it's been picked up by Kalinick. Thomas Kalinick tries the right wing. Clean pass. Now to Ernat. Inside. Cut off by Hawes. He spins it round, and Kalinick will keep it in the zone for this penalty, for this power play, I should say. Behind the net, in the office. Went up, quick shot, loose in front. Gets a second attempt there as a rebound off of Spelled.
Certainly did well on a very ugly bounce of the puck. Rebound, uncontrolled.
Tesserick does it all laying down. We've got numbers for Brisbane. Quick shot and it scores! Kalinick comes in for a bump on Hawes after the score. Nothing further from that. So Brisbane get one back. And that was Aaron Rabchuk, I think, actually 19. I thought it was Kalinick. The numbers are partly obscured. That was a good shot.
It's a nice, clean, open lane there for that shot. Beat Spelled very cleanly.
They had the numbers there. It was a great opportunity to score with Richard Tesserick coming down, a couple of the forecheckers coming back. And they've made good on that, and they're now within one. So we've got 14 left in the second period. We're not yet at the halfway point, so plenty of time. And there'll be plenty of goals, I think. You'll see a lot more in the third. Newcastle try to push that through. Fired down ice across the red line, and Brisbane go back to clear it from their end.
Yes.
Up the left wing. Clifford now goes wide, looks inside, takes a shot, and Spelled tracks that down with the net. Cut off, and the North Stars moving it forward. Manwaring, backhand, tries the shot, loose, the rebound. Connor Schultz. Shane Southwood trying to get through the black. That is the black jerseys of Brisbane. Schultz hands it off. Tonks shot through the screen off of Southwood, and Harris gathers it for a stopper play with 13:11 left in the second.
Riley Tonks definitely had a sniff there. Certainly had his chance, but Harris was up to the task. Certainly a nice, clean glove save.
So the news on Riley Tonks is that he's going to Kalmar in Sweden. So he's going to a new team. I think it's the under-20s competition that he's heading to over there. That's a nice big step forward for the young fella here, and he'll come back even stronger after a season at Kalmar in Sweden. Kennedy has a look, takes a shot, saved with the pads there by Harris. Fight around the boards, pinched in there by Ward, and Gallagher will pick it up at the red line. Tries to send it back behind for David Jeremy. And Brisbane get hold of that puck and fire it down ice. Yes, they have been called for icing there. There's a fire there down ice behind the red line. Gavin Thurston's on the job there, making sure they don't get a change in.
A little bit of help from Tim Stanger there to point that out, I must add.
Gavin was already watching. He already was on top of that one. Face off. Different face off positioning there from the North Stars on that one. Draw away, quick shot, a save by Harris off the shoulder. Kept in there just by Ward. Brisbane with numbers, trying to push it out of the zone, relieve the pressure. Silvernoinen and Clifford now with it into the zone. Takes a shot, and it's wide of the net, but not a lot. He went onside, which is a good move, and Spelled. Kennedy with the hit. Newcastle moving forward some pace, although a bad pass doesn't help that. Richard Tesserick now has a look inside. He likes to drive the net, he goes in. Rebound. Harris covers it. Altram now has a look. Fires an easy save for Harris.
Oh, a lot of front battles there between Tesserick.
Won't bother Richie. Not in the least. The chicks don't say a lot, but they're as tough as nails. Bright. And fired around the boards by Lachlan Tripp. Manwaring comes in and steals the puck with his skates. Connor Schultz pushes it forward, and Harris has to send that aside into the corner. Brisbane struggling to break out as the North Stars put pressure on. There's a big hand skating straight into the... Is that Malloy who's patrolling the blue line there? Altram, yeah. Altram's happy to patrol that blue line all day.
He certainly does. He's not shy of delivering a hit if needed.
No, his job is physicality, you could say. Won it. Nice handoff there to Bright. Going the right wing. Good movement, puck movement from Brisbane Lightning. Really good signs for their future in the IHL. The crispness of their passing and their positioning to move the puck well on this big ice. To their benefit, Boondall is the same size as this one here at Warners Bay. Quick stop up there by 94, Usi Hakamo, and he actually gave a little apology to Spell there for spraying him, because normally that's considered to be bad sport and cops you a beating.
So certainly encouraging for Brisbane, as we said earlier at the start, for such a young team to come together and really be effective as they are is quite impressive.
Certainly have been. They've pushed a lot of teams this season. Depending on the strength of their team.
Certainly, looking at the game so far, they've certainly given Sydney some decent pushes with a couple of good wins over the Sydney teams.
Newcastle try the right wing. Hawes on the attack. Normally his defence, but he's happy to rush in for his team. And Tim Stanger, who's been playing both defence and forward, happy to patrol the blue line for him. Hawes now though. Goes for safety first option there and heads it off behind him instead of trying to make the pass. Play breaking down a little bit as players are desperate to clear the puck or avoid hits. So that's partly due to the physicality we're seeing. Tesserick tries to steal with a little bump, but bounces straight off the big fella there, young Jay Hodgson. Pause. Tall Aussie into the zone. Reverses, gets it to Drolet. Maiden's in front. Kept in the zone with the mitts there of Malloy. Great vision there by Drolet. Seeing that Malloy was standing the blue line, he backed up to cover him in defence. Drolet loses his stick to Hodgson. Normally that'll draw a penalty. I don't know if that's the case. No. Hodgson plays at it with a foot.
Definitely no penalty in that one.
Couple of hits happening right now. The referees will be scrutinising. Maiden gets it away. Kennedy with a shot and a great glove save by Harris.
Great flash of the glove by Harris to bring that one. That was a very dangerous shot from the blue line there. Some good vision from Newcastle to get it out there, out to the left side.
Kennedy can really crank them. He really got hold of that one. That was absolutely cooking.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't holding back on that one.
No, and just that expect smoke to see smoke coming out of the glove there, Harris. Manwaring shakes off a hit into the corner. No lead happening. It's cleared for Brisbane to move it up ice. Quick shot on net, stopped by Speld, and with the pressure, he'll stop up. We're going to stop a play in the Newcastle end.
Again, a really lovely push by Brisbane. Good opportunity there. Spilled up to the task though.
Silvernoinen with the carry there. Avisa Silvernoinen in 11. Sasha Repchuk with the face-off. That's waved out. That's the first warning. The second will draw a penalty. Face off, we're going to play it down for Newcastle. Southwood Uncomfortable, but moving. Stays on ice.
Yeah, I did think he took the full force of that puck while it's lying on the ice there.
Lost the stick there, has to kick at it, but he gets it to his teammates in Brisbane on the cat. And plays kind of a bit messy at the moment. We've got some hits and sticks and players all around the place, and the referees will blow it dead.
He's definitely caught offside in that piece there, unfortunately for Brisbane. It will be called back.
It probably worked out for both teams because it was a real. Things were just breaking down all over the place there. Face off won by Brisbane. They'll throw it in. That was Kalinic. Malloy hits the tape. Stays with a shot and a glove save there by Harris. Pardon me, off the blocker. Check Ward goes with the pass instead of the shot. Loose in front. Quick jam at the net there and stopped. Stopped there by Harris. Ward stops the play from advancing further into his own zone. Mackenzie Gallagher just down there in front of the net. Now has to battle against Kalinic. His game's improved since we last saw him here in Newcastle. Protecting the puck nicely.
Well, a few years certainly helps with that.
I believe it was 2018 when he played for the Northstars, so he's made some good advances as you expect over that time. A quick shot on net, real slapper, and Harris knocks it down. Naden's first to it. Keeps alive for Newcastle. Winning these battles has been what's really helped Newcastle carry the puck most of the time, but still only 2-1. Kennedy hands it off to Drolet. Gets it again from Naden, but it's off a skate.
Francis just couldn't control it. It's just a little bit out of reach, but certainly was the right opportunity for Newcastle.
It's easy to criticise, but hockey is a very difficult game. It would be difficult without the skate. It would be difficult running around with a ball like this. Twice as difficult. Shot on net and a save there by Harris.
Yeah, it certainly wasn't meant to be a criticism.
No. Drolet with it now. Snappy pass to Hawes, and that's just over the top of the net. The shot by Ethan Hawes. Used to come here as a kid when he was staying with his grandparents at Wonji. Shot on net, that's off the heel, so it goes wide. Sometimes you just don't get him well. Lets that go past him, has a look, Manwaring, straight to the net goes Pat Naden, and that's his spot. He knows it's his job to go to the net. Hodgson can't get it out of his zone. Malloy carries it forward, hands it off to Manwaring, but he wasn't ready. Had his back turn as he was positioning. Button hooks, back to the corner. Kenji Gallagher pinned, gets help from Manwaring to the blue line now. Pause. Quick button hook to get it out to Gallagher. Got some help coming. We go behind the net to Manwaring. It's not a power play, but Newcastle carrying the play at the moment in the Brisbane zone. That's through Malloy, and he'll need to get back there pretty quick.
Yeah, I think you might have jinxed them there, Pete.
That's my fault.
They were certainly controlling the puck very well.
Scores! Manwaring just takes a look, takes a shot from the top of the circle, and threads the needle past the top corner of the shoulder there of Harris, and we have a Newcastle goal, 3-1.
Yeah, Brisbane just couldn't absorb that sustained pressure for so long, and they had a little mini break, but then it seems like it opened up space for Northstars to have that clean shot from Manwaring.
They've got a few guys who are capable of that, and Liam Manwaring is one of those. Forget the fact he's a local Belmont kid. He can wire them top shelf. He played in Canada for a number of years. He has great skills, and you can't leave a guy with a clean shot like that from the top of the circle. Face off, Newcastle win that, but Brisbane putting the pressure on immediately with a forecheck. Will turn around. And again, Rabchuk standing up, can't move it forward with the help of Greenwood. Quick shot on net, Harris has that one and puts it down for a stopper player with 4:32 left. And No opportunity there for Hunter Allen, who's still looking for his first goal, although it wouldn't be an official AHL goal.
Yes.
I think he might have had something in the exhibition game, something. Maybe that was last year when he was playing in this local league, but I know that Hunter Allen has not had an official AHL goal. He's got another 3 games to go, 2 in Melbourne and 1 in Sydney to come.
He's had 1 assist against Brisbane in these exhibition games. So
Nice work with the stats there, Simon. Thank you.
It's amazing what you can do when you do a little bit of homework.
Yeah, that's right. Come prepared. Newcastle trying to break out of their own zone. Kennedy with it now. Goes up the right wing. That gets past Jeremy, and that might be icing. No, they were chasing it into the zone. Sometimes the referees decide it's a foot race. I'll have to check on the actual laws there. Patrick Ward gets it to Timmy Stanger. Played his 200 a couple of games ago. Fires on net. That's off a skate and up into the netting for a stop of play. 3-1 Newcastle.
Lots of running in. Again, Newcastle sort of determining play at the moment. Brisbane scrambling there a little bit, so, which is something that, I think Brisbane might need to return to a little bit more physicality and rattle Newcastle there, as they have done in the past.
Face off. Wannett tries to dispose of it, but forecheck from Newcastle is vigorous. That's chipped off the boards and down and ice it goes for. That's going to be icing. Back we go to Brisbane's end. 3:32 left in the second period. It does seem, from what you're saying there, Simon, what I'm seeing, it does seem like Brisbane are tiring a little bit. It might be a bit shorter. I think they've got more younger players this time than they had last time when they played here. I know they're missing a couple of vets, a couple of their top players. Oh, just in the zone there by Hawes. Kept it on the blue paint. So it has to exit the blue paint to be offside. And a foot race to the puck.
Definitely a feature of the last 3 games that we've seen here have been, high impact. Lots of checking.
Drolle gets around 1. Quick shot on net, saved by Harris, and the rebound is cleared by his defence. Outside the zone, Malloy fires it back in as his team gets onside. So Richard Tesserick will forward check. Lachlan Tripp disposes it to Aaron Rabchuk. He gets it back. Outside the right wing. Rabchuk moving into centre ice, into the lane. Slowed up a bit the blue line. They're not really sure what they're doing at the moment. They're not moving with conviction.
Certainly, yes, letting the foot off the pedal a little bit there.
Save there by Harris. Quick shot and another save with the glove.
Oh, fantastic! They had to save that. It's on a loose puck that went out wide to the blue paint and sent back in straight away. And Harris really lucky to see that very well.
Gavin Thurston, referee, is reseating that net. So have the little conical pegs here in Newcastle that drop into the ice. They're usually fairly solid, but they are meant to give way to prevent injuries to players. Newcastle get a quick shot there with a huge one there by Ultram. He's been practicing his slap shots. Nice move there at the blue line, but Ultram there stands him up against the bigger player. That's Josh Durko. Plenty of size and uses it. Mackenzie Gallagher gets it across to Connor Schultz, but he was in traffic and couldn't move it along. Schultz again. Touch there by Gallagher, but they can't get it on net. And this local line of all locals. Yep, all of them local guys. Defence and forwards. There you go. The junior club should be proud of this shift.
You certainly notice a few more hits, and then suddenly Brisbane are in the right area where they want to be.
That was really bad news there for Connor Schultz. He nearly carried it into his own net. Sometimes you've got to stand back and let the puck do its own thing, because if you get a partial touch, and we've got a power play coming up, we've got a penalty being called. And it's going to be Newcastle heading to the box. So we have a power play coming forward for the Brisbane Lightning. Sean Altram is going to sit 2 minutes for interference.
Sitting there and having a little bit of think about what he's done.
Face off, Newcastle win that one. It's not his first time in the penalty box. Cleared down ice, as they are welcome to do while they kill this penalty. Damien Bryant carries for the Lightning on this power play. Into the zone they go. Rapchuk. His play is broken up by Patrick Ward's stick. Hodgson brings it into the zone. He's kept on the outside by Tim Stanger, who will get the puck away with a bit of help from Patrick Ward. Hodgson hassled by the North Stars defence, and they clear the puck down ice. So we've only got 40 seconds left in this period, so the power play will extend across the period should they not score. But it won't be much left in the third. Durko carries it in. He's got Clifford behind him. And Lachlan Clifford, he's got his little brother with him as well. Takes a shot, he does, and it's just wide of the net. One up, brings it in, but it's chopped at by the North Stars defence. Kept in the zone by Brisbane Lightning. 14 seconds remain. Bright takes the shot, has a look, and kept outside by the pads of Speld. 6 seconds remains. This should see it done here. This play is pinned up against the boards.
A much better sequence from Brisbane there, using the extra man obviously, but getting better control over the puck there and keeping North Star on the back foot.
So at the end of this second period, we have the Newcastle Northstars 3 leading the Brisbane Lightning to 1. And there was, I think, 34, the penalty clock's running. There was 34 seconds remaining in that penalty at the end of that period, which will have to be served by Newcastle, unless, of course, Brisbane scores and cancels out that power play. So a better, well, I think a closer period, that one. We had Brisbane score on the power play, and Newcastle, of course, got one back there. But overall, still a pretty good arm wrestle between these two.
It definitely is. As I said before, I did notice that for a period of time, Brisbane weren't probably hitting as much as they typically do, and certainly opened it up for the North Stars to score there. But you saw in the last couple of this sequence, they seem to light up again and start to hit and start to control the game again, which is really good to see.
Some of it is line management, and that can play a big part for these two teams. We've seen Amelia Matheson. That's going to become her specialty as an assistant coach for the North Stars. Her job for Kevin, who's acting as bench coach while JFK's on ice. She mostly keeps an eye on the opposition teams' lines and sets up their own lines when there's penalties or power plays, and she lets the players know who's up next, what their job role is. That actually makes a big difference to these teams and how they perform. So she's doing a great job for them. They certainly miss her when she's not about.
Yeah.
So at the end of this second period, we have North Stars 3 leading at Brisbane Lightning 1. We'll be back in less than 10 minutes for the third and final period here at Hunro Skating Stadium. See you then. Welcome back, everyone, to Hunter Skating Stadium. We have a 3-1 lead for the home team, the Newcastle Northstars, versus the Brisbane Lightning in this AIHL exhibition game. This game here is a prelude to what we're hoping to see next year. Brisbane Lightning looking like they have a very strong candidacy to be one of the full-time members of the AIHL in 2023. We like what we see, Simon.
I definitely do. I certainly think that Lightning are going to be very much a team that is going to challenge for the Goodall Cup. Maybe not next year, but certainly they're going to give a lot of teams a lot of trouble with the way they play.
Well, they certainly have really good depth, and if they pick up, and look, I know from back when Gold Coast and Brisbane, Blue Tongues, in those days, they used to get some really good players because these players came from Canada. They wanted to go somewhere warm, and if you end up, it's cold enough around here in Newcastle, Sydney, that sort of area, or if you go to Victoria, it's even colder.
Yeah.
That means that these guys come from one winter to another. So it's really tempting for them to go to Brisbane. And in the past, Brisbane used to pick up some really good imports just because they saw it as the sunny state as being more of a holiday location. They saw it being more attractive that way. So they'll get some really good imports in, and they've got lots of contacts back to Canada and to North America and Europe, obviously, with this team already. I think they'll be a contender first year in.
Oh, absolutely. It certainly will be good next year, as more imports will be allowed next year as well. So things are going to really open up. Once a lot of these restrictions are gone. So definitely, looking at there's a lot of cages out there on players at the moment.
Lots of midgets.
Yeah, so
players who are under 18 have to wear a full cage, and under 18s are known as midgets. Yeah, that's their division, their age division. Yeah, that's right. There are, especially, of course, on the Brisbane side, plenty of midget players. But they're competing really well at this level, which is awesome to see. Glove down by Bright. He has trouble finding it, but Mr. Drolet helps him. And instead, he hands it off to his defence. Of course, they're happy to kill time while Sean Altram sits the remainder of his penalty. Francis Drolet nearly sprung out of jail there with the stretch pass, but just a bit ahead of him, and Brisbane have it right now. He gets a hit in on his way through, and a big cheer from the bench right near him as he gets that one in, and Sean Altram hits the ice. Gets straight back into it, and into the play. Brisbane here have their power play has expired. Now Brisbane, Hawes moves it past. Drolet with the long stretch pass. He goes for a change, and Hawes will head to the net. Going to help out his forwards. Gets bumped down with a stick there, and heads back into the fence with partner John F. Kennedy Jr. Down low, Brisbane. We've got Rapchuk in front, but it's gone around the boards, and Newcastle fire it off the stick and get it out of the zone. And there has been a penalty call. It happened at the same time as a stick clash, so I wasn't sure, but I saw the elbow flash there of Terrio, so we're going to see a 2-minute penalty. I don't know which team gets it, but we're going to see a penalty here. Pat Naden's
yeah. Yeah, certainly it just seems perfect timing with the stick clash and the whistle. I actually didn't hear the whistle, so was a little bit confused as to why everyone was, putting the foot off the pedal there.
Yeah, it was not. It was probably better for those down there because if they were closer to the referee, but for us, they seem to happen simultaneously. And I thought I heard a whistle, I wasn't sure. But we've definitely got another power play heading here for the Lightning. Clinic now hands it off. Quick shot where in the wheelhouse and a save there by Ethan Speld off that quick fire shot there from I think it's Sasha Rapchuk, isn't it?
Yeah,
Clifford. It's Clifford. Number 28.
Yeah, so certainly a lovely wind up and send straight to the goals. Speld definitely in the right position, and it needed to be.
Kennedy shakes off a hit, gets to the puck first, backhands it, that's kept in by Kalinic. Danger, can't dispose of that clearly, he does on the second attempt, and the Brisbane defence will track it down. That's Aaron Rapchuk. No, it's not. It's number 17, Aaron's number 18, it's Lachlan Clifford, pardon me. Too many damn brothers here. Another Clifford hands it off. And cleared by Tim Sanders. There's just one of him. Quick shot by Duka.
To be clear, it's not a bad thing to have brothers playing the same teams. It's just a nightmare from a commentary point of view.
Oh, well, we've got some families of 4 kids on the same team sometimes. So we have been kind of used to it. It does make it difficult for commentators, that's for sure. Especially when they have the same name. The first name starts with the same letter too. That pass broken up, and Ronette will fire it in. Skating onto it is Usi Hakimo. Daniel Bright right now. Back to Usi Hakimo. Into the zone, turned around by Northstars defence, and back they go to pick it up. Not been a fruitful power play. They haven't had much time in the zone. The penalty kill for Northstars has been very effective. Kenzie Gallagher tries a forward check, back check, pardon me, and Hawes pinned against the boards.
Hawes just able to just get it out of there, but loses it again. But gets it back.
It's fun with that sort of physicality in the boards, but it's tiring. You've got to be really fit because it really does wear you out. Using a lot of big muscles, a big push there. Penalty's been killed, and now breakaway. Here's Pat Naden on this breakaway. Shoots and a save by Harris with the stick. Up in the netting, so we've got to stop a play. That was a mistake on Brisbane Lightning's because they didn't watch the man coming out.
Oh, it's always dangerous in those last couple of seconds. You know, how many times have you seen a player coming out of the box just pick up the puck and straight into it? This time Harris more than a match, though, for Pat Naden's shot.
Well, it goes to show that the Northstars were more aware of what was happening than the Brisbane Lightning were. They weren't prepared for him to come out of the box, and Newcastle were ready to send the pass up to him. They're on the attack right now. They're in the Brisbane end. Into the corner, trying to dig it out. Backing up at the blue line is Altram. He can't contain it, and Clifford will carry it up ice. He's going to take it out wide. Gets it inside and not far from the blue paint there. Brisbane now, Clifford again. Around the boards it goes, kept in the zone, fired on net, and that's knocked down, and Altram will advance it. Gets it across the blue line, and then the Brisbane Lightning can't gather it in. That was Dougherty. Long pass, off the stick and ends. And a foot race between Tonks and Wannett. Riley Tonks building up his strength as he matures and ages. He's not a big kid, but he's getting pretty tall. Hunterell's got his chance. Takes a shot and a save there by Harris.
Just aim straight for the 5-hole. Harris just closes that down.
Not a bad option, the old 5-hole. Yeah. Kennedy now gets the puck, breaks up that play, brings it back the other way. Tim Stanger on it first. He'll take a hit from Joe Hodgson. Brisbane regain it. They're going to go up the left wing. Sandwich comes out, advances it forward. Kennedy robs out the player against the boards. Some help comes for Brisbane, but Patrick Ward will move it around, and Jeremy uses the billiard shot off the boards to advance the puck. Off the back of the net there for Patrick Ward to pick up. And we've got to stop a play. I think it was a slash goal. Or an interference.
Interference.
Interference, so it wasn't interference. The way he did his hands, wasn't quite sure. It's kind of halfway between. Tim Stanger will be the man sitting 2 minutes. And he's got a big smile on his face. Doesn't take it personally.
Oh, he knows his team seems to be in control at the minute. But anything can happen though.
Well, it's 1 goal lead. This is 3 or 4 power plays in a row here. So North Stars not getting much. They've got to clean up the game in that regard. Left the puck behind. It's going to be picked up by Malloy. His pass is off a Brisbane stick. Quick shot on net and a save by Speld, and up it goes up into the netting and over and into the crowd for a free souvenir.
Yeah, you're gonna love your souvenirs coming home from the hockey. Those pucks are frightfully cold though once you pick them up.
They come out of the freezer. That's why they move so nicely on the ice. Ethan Hawes to Malloy. That's touched, but just short of the red line there by Mackenzie Geller, or maybe on the red line because they've not called icing. Damien, it's a penalty kill, so it wouldn't be anyway. Pardon me. Bright takes it in himself, shoots and scores. Just squeezes it there behind Ethan Spell. We have a 1-goal now lead for Brisbane. Pardon me, down to 1-goal lead now for Brisbane. Newcastle with a 3-2 lead.
So we'll see on the replays, I think coming around the corner, and Spilled thought he had that corner post, but it just somehow managed to sneak in.
I think he fired it actually off the back or the arm and spilled it into the net. So now we've just got the 1-goal lead for Newcastle. That does end the power play though, so the pressure has added up to a goal. And this is an opportunity for Brisbane Lightning to take one from this AHL leading team. Northstars could finish first or second, only first or second this season. Quick shot and it's just high there at the net. Drolet will gather that. He's got Naden with him and Tesserick. Tesserick takes a shot and Harris gathers that well. And play stops with 13:42 remaining in the third.
Beautiful vision from Drolet to see Tesserick on the wing there. Nice open shot.
I think he's missing having Dan Berno with him, but also I also do notice that Brisbane are missing the carry that they get from. Sorry, me, I've got a mental blank now. It was Fedor.
Fedor, yeah,
Julian Fedor.
Yep.
So both teams are missing those players after their earlier tussle. Kennedy tries to clear. It's cut off by the stick there of the forward checker. And we turn around once again. Tripp under pressure, stolen by Drolet. He gets it to Tesserick. He's got Naden in front. Tesserick is on the backhand, so he's going to try the defence. Ward from the top. That's up the player. He gives the player a push, and that will be a power play again for Brisbane. What you sometimes call a acceptable penalty to deny the easy scoring chance, but give up a power play. So we'll have Brisbane heading to the power play again for 2 minutes after that interference by Patrick Ward there on defence.
Definitely, we shouldn't be encouraging penalty play, but definitely the right option.
No, those are the ones that coaches are happy about.
Yes.
Tactical penalties. Battle for the puck. Brisbane on the power play, of course. Spelled stick stuck between two players. Malloy wraps around the boards hard, but it's kept in the zone there. Brisbane trying to set up. They haven't been able to get a good setup yet, and they get a quick shot, and it's stopped by Ethan Spelled 20 seconds into this power play. So Will Clifford there was the man on that point.
And Rapchuk with the shot.
His brother Lachlan Clifford on the face-off there. Newcastle clear the puck. Forecheck by Mackenzie Gallagher. He's got Shane Southwood with him.
One thing you can always trust, either Southwood or Naden, always doing the strong, fast forecheck for Newcastle.
Yeah, they're always hard workers, those guys. They're both tall. Quick shot on net, and that's stopped by Spelled. And Rapchuk's stick was not going anywhere. North Stars defenders were not going to let it get down there and hassle the puck.
Spell definitely did well to shut that down and close it very quickly. Saw it coming.
Yeah, he's been on his game. And that's cleared by Newcastle, but Kalinick was back waiting for it and picked it up quickly. So Brisbane trying to set up here, get it into the zone. Clinic with a carry. It's into the skates there, Sean Lynch, the linesman, and it's moved out of the zone. And I think there's a penalty coming.
Yes, Clinic with a sneaky punch to the back of Malloy's back there. Picked up very quickly by Joey Terrier.
So that will end the power play for the Brisbane Lightning, because we're going to be 4-on-4 for 48 seconds or less. And if somebody scores, we go back to the Brisbane end, to Harris's end. Face off. Kennedy hands it off, so we've got 4-on-4 at the moment. Considered to be often sometimes easier to score, sometimes even in a power play, because there's just a lot more room on the ice, there's less players. Less about set plays and more just about moving the puck and keeping the play alive. Newcastle working on their breakaway.
It definitely suits the stick handlers and the faster players.
Riley Tonks settles the puck down. But it's covered right now by Brisbane Lightning. They're looking to who they can hand it off to. Lachlan Tripp with it. His player's not really getting out to open space here, so he doesn't know who to pass it to. Being well covered by North Stars defence, and that's that penalty over. So Patrick Ward heads off ice and Mackenzie Gunner comes in. So we've got a reduced power play here for the North Stars. Kennedy shakes off the forechecker lineup, and he has drawn a trip, so it's going to be a 5-on-3 here. They're playing the advantage right now, Newcastle. Clifford gets a touch. He doesn't take a shot at the empty net. He was so tempted, he looked at it, but no, one, they would get him a penalty, and two, it might actually draw some attention from the opposite team.
Definitely a no-no in hockey. So I think Newcastle did the right thing by letting Brisbane touch up, giving them a little bit more time on their 5-on-3.
Yeah, they were not upset about it. They were quite happy to carry the play, but this gives them the chance to get their preferred lines out, stack the lines up, which they've done. They've got a hell of a hell of a matchup right now. Kept in the zone there by Malloy, who walks the blue line. Fakes, hands it off. The Newcastle chance starting. It's off the stick, a Brisbane stick, so Malloy will go back to retrieve it. He's got a screen going. He goes for the pass option. Quick shot from a cute angle, and that's cleared by Brisbane. Good defence there from them. 23 seconds remaining at 5-on-3. Spell doesn't need to play it. Hawes gets it safely. Drolet will carry it into the zone. So just the three defenders for Brisbane. They can only set up a bit of a triangle. They can't set up a box, and that's spilled by Hawes outside the line. Malloy now trying to set up his team again. This time will be Nathan, carries it in. They'll need to set up. They've only got 1 second now. Here comes the fourth defender. So it's a 5-on-4 right now. Quick shot on net, and it's saved by Harris. And it bounces out of the zone for Malloy to retrieve. So an opportunity for a couple of changes here for Brisbane. Settled with the foot there of Francis Drolet. Nice soccer skills.
That puck was travelling. An amazing control to stop it with his skate there.
Naden getting a big lick there in defence, and I think it's been called. Yeah, so he took a big stick check, or pardon me, a cross check from Jay Hodgson, and it was seen by the refs. And pardon me, it was Pat Naden's retaliation, I think, that's been called. I saw the first part. Yeah, he's saying I got cross checked. And that was not missed, but the retaliation was. So it's going to be 5-on-4 again in the Newcastle end. And so continue what we had a moment ago. Still 3-2 lead for Newcastle. Once again, a close game between these two teams. Newcastle turn around. They get it back in their own end. They do have a pretty big defensive presence right now, although John Kennedy just spills the puck, and he'll need to go back and retrieve it as we've got a foot race on with Aaron Rapchuk quick on his skates. Beaten to it by Patrick Ward. Manwaring now to Southwood. reliable hockey player, always hard working. Chance for wing, takes a shot, saved by Harris. It's loose in front, but cleared by the defenders down ice. This will be an icing, but it's going to be out for a quick up there from Speld. His pass doesn't hit the mark, so Newcastle.
Oh, that's a little bit of a spill there.
Bit risky.
Yeah.
We had the Brisbane player just stepping on ice at the moment. And right at that moment, the player went past. So we have a brief Brisbane power play, a shortened Brisbane player play, unless, of course, they do score. Less than a minute of it remains. So this is while Naden sits his high stick. That's gone under a stick, and Speld will gather it, bounces it off the boards. Broken up by Drolet. Uses that awesome speed and balance of his.
Great fighting skills from Drolet to get that. Somehow manages to get it out it out there.
Bright hands it off. Hodgson. Back to Bright. Fires it in as he crosses the red line. Malloy gathers that in. Fires it down ice. And into the Brisbane Lightning end as they are currently on the power play. So North Stars are willing and able to fire it down ice. Burn some time as this penalty runs out. Clifford has to deal with two. And Newcastle are even. Waiting for it is Pat Naden. He's got some space again. But not alone this time. Damien Bright was watching. He's out there with Southwood and Tesserick.
Just gets jammed up there. But certainly, again, Brisbane almost caught out again by that
Clifford
change.
with a shot. And Newcastle trying to move it forward. Dougherty, got to play it down. Lachlan Tripp moving up to his name. I'm sure he'll get that a few times. Fired in by Newcastle. Southwood into it first. Digs in the corner. Gets it out for Tesserick. Tesserick winds up and saved there by Harris. And the puck flung down ice. This should be icing, and it is. So back we go to Brisbane's end. Just a 3-2 lead. Still a close game with 6:26 left.
A very close game. It's just surprising given the last few games. We normally see Newcastle really break out in the third period, but full credit to Brisbane. They're working hard and they're keeping Newcastle really honest.
Face off to the right of Harris. Drolet and Will Clifford. Bounces around. Newcastle will pick it up. Kennedy to Tesserick and a quick disposal and stop by Harris. Shot on net again. It's off the blocker and high. Quick shot. Save there by Harris. In position. Just held his butt.
Somehow managed to save that. Just be in the right place.
Tesserick. It's behind him, but it's gone to the defenders. Lachlan Tripp. Gets it to Clifford. Will Clifford. And and Kennedy head into the corner to battle it out. Kennedy moving the puck. Fired down ice by Ward. Drolet steals the puck away from Kalinick. We've got this kind of arm ping pong happening here from end to end between neither team can keep control of the puck in the attacking zone. Southwood with a shot, and it's off the bar and up.
You can see Newcastle really looking for that stretch pass, really to get that break up that Brisbane defence.
Brisbane now putting pressure on in the Newcastle end. That was pretty close to a penalty there with interference too. There's a battle in the corner there. It's getting physical. Puck is loose in front. Shot scores! Hodgson in the right spot. From that melee, the puck comes loose and the man unmarked in between the circles, puts it away, and we've got a 3-all game with 4:41 left.
Again, Brisbane playing the game that they know best is that really scrappy physical play right in front of the net. So that's delivering them results.
Yeah, that was great forechecking play, and actually was a really good pass there, seeing the man open. A great feed to set up that goal. And we've got an even game here with 4:41 just left. It's a shame we couldn't have another period. Face off, bit of a mess. Brisbane are going to get it in the end.
I'm not too sure the players would want another period after this one.
It'll be interesting how it goes. Kennedy keeps it moving in front, and Altram was not letting that man go anywhere. Jeremy steps away from that one, didn't want to stick in the face. Altram flings the puck down ice, and that will be icing. Back they go to Newcastle's end, 4:11 left in the game. So Brisbane sends out, I don't know if it's they'd be called their top line, but they get to choose who they want. So they've got Aaron Rabchuk, they've got Usi Hakamo, and Wana. Kennedy. Bright will chase it back in his own end. Newcastle get their changes. They get some on. Ward to Stanger.
Just a bit unlucky for Stanger not to touch that. Get that there.
I don't know what happens with exhibition games if we finish on even. But I would kind of expect they'll do it the same as an AHL game. That's kind of the point of these exhibition games, which would mean we could have an OT. Francis Drolet doesn't want that. He takes a shot in. Harris with a save. And it's a push and shove in front of the net. Mackenzie Gallagher's not having it. And we've got a wrestle on.
Didn't quite appreciate the glove to the face there.
Yeah, well, the defender wasn't happy about him pressuring Harris in the paint.
It's a
bit of sticks and gloves and so on.
A little bit of tit for tat from Rapchuk and Gallagher.
So the two referees are checking in with the officials, and I don't know if there's going to be any penalties called. Nope, we'll continue on. We're going outside the zone, though, after the defensemen were involved. Newcastle are waiting for a player. Oh, it's the captain, Manwaring, talking to the referees.
So looking for a bit of clarification on that situation there.
So Manwaring informing his bench of what's happening. I'm not sure what they're checking in on. So Mackenzie Gallagher is heading to the box. So it looks like there is penalties after all that.
Young Rapchuk as well.
Rapchuk. So they're both heading for two. So probably simultaneous penalties. It could be 5-on-5 here, or it could be 4-on-4, depending on the timing of them and how the referee saw them.
Looks to be 5-on-5.
5-on-5. Newcastle are missing a player. Pat Maiden will fill that gap, and we'll get underway. Takes his time, heading to the mark. off his skate and into Brisbane zone for Kalinic to carry. He'll do the dump and chase to the fast corner. Kalinic takes out Naden with just pulls on his shoulder and no referees were. Oh, it was seen. I thought I was going to say no referee saw that, but Devin Thurston saw that in the back play, and Thomas Kalinic will sit too for that sneaky play behind there. He's giving away a power play for the North Stars. North Stars will love that with 3:13 left. They want a goal here.
They're certainly in the box seat. I do know that the 2 penalties are not on the clock either, so it looks like they're both sitting out for the rest.
No, that should be if they're coincidental 5 and 5, they won't put them on the clock. But the timekeepers will keep track of those. Bright, first to it, kept in by Horse. Newcastle on the power play here. The Newcastle chant starts up. And the crowd to the blue line. Sends it back, does Malloy. Tesserick loses the handle. It's loose in front. Harris scrambles. It's still loose, but referee's lost sight, and he blows it dead. 1:41 left in the power play. 2:54 left in the game.
A very close scramble there. Ref losing the side of the puck, even though it was loose there. So a little bit of a lucky break for Brisbane.
Face off. Quick shot off the face off there. Stopped off by one of the defender's sticks, I believe. And fired down ice by Brisbane as they kill this penalty. Down to 1.5 minutes remaining in this penalty kill. Malloy will carry for the North Stars. Drolet gets it off his skates. Moves it in, loses the handle, gets it back. Takes a shot off from chip pads and fired down ice by Brisbane with some vigour. Ethan Hawes has a look, skates onto it in reverse. Starts his breakout. Drolet off the skates again. Hands it up to Malloy, off the skates too. They're setting up, taking their time, Newcastle. They've got a minute left in this power play. They don't need to rush. They need to hold on to the puck though. A couple of times they've had good setups and then just had it roll off the edge. Shot through the screen. It's off Naden's foot as he tried to get out of the way.
Newcastle able to control it pretty well.
Quick shot. So there, Harris couldn't get it in front. Pause. Drolet has it. Man in front, 2 men in front now. Tesserick's looking, takes a shot. Stopped by Harris. She takes another shot. Rebounded just wide there with a spin shot as Naden and fired down ice by Brisbane Lightning. It's gone to the penalty bench though and still in play. Drolet still out there, takes a shot, saved by Harris.
It's definitely a no-look spin pass. Sometimes those pay off. This time a little bit wide of the net.
Even teams, man back on. Here comes Kalinic. Drolet shakes off the attacker, gets some space. Shot, scores! Harris has stopped so many goals so far this game, and he couldn't do it one more time there. Right through the screen, 5-hole, and he threads the needle. There's Mr. Drolet, he can do that. And that brings the Newcastle crowd alive. 4-3 lead with 1:05 left.
You just can't leave Francis alone like that. He's certainly got the skills and the hands to really just pull off a shot, and he's delivered time and time again for Newcastle. It's one reason why he's one of the leading scorers in the league at the moment.
Yeah, well, they didn't leave him alone. They had 3 players, but they were just tugging at him or chipping in with a stick. They had to take the body, which is easier said than done because it's very hard to contain. Have a face-off in this last minute or so. And we might see Bert Malloy and Shane Southwood out. Shane Southwood's out there right now. This could be their last shift at home here in the Newcastle colours. We've certainly enjoyed having them here for this last, 8 seasons. They've been fantastic members of this community and their families.
They'll definitely be missed amongst the Newcastle hockey community, that's for sure.
Truck is loose, picked up by Manwaring.
Brisbane haven't given up the fight yet. They're really battling hard.
No, empty net. They want this one back. So they got 6 attackers. Tension still high. Crowd's into it.
It's
Right.
absolutely deafening in here.
Quick shot on there with Clifford, and it's knocked away with a blocker there. Patrick Ward to it first. Moves it forward. 8 seconds, and that'll do it. Throws it down ice. There's not enough time for Bright to get it back. Oh, it's icing. We have about 4 seconds remaining for Brisbane with the empty net to try and get one back. They don't think it's done. They're still fighting for these last few seconds.
Just when we thought that the pressure was off, it's back on for roughly 3 seconds. Just under 4 seconds left in this. So really anything could still happen in this.
I was groaning in my beard about losing Burt and Jester, but there's still plenty of game left. They've wound it back to 6 seconds, 5:97. So they've got around 6 seconds to Brisbane Lightning here. There's an opportunity here. This is enough time to move the puck around a couple of times to get a shot away. This is not just face off and shoot.
Just a reminder, Brisbane have 6 on the
That's on
ice.
it. Kennedy fires it down ice, knocked down, takes a shot, saved by Speld, and that's it. That's the whistle. Great game here. Newcastle Northstars 4 have defeated the Brisbane Lightning 3, and that's thriller right down to the last few seconds here at Hunter Skating Stadium. And we're really looking forward to seeing these two teams battle it out here next year.
Oh, look, if this is an example of what we got to look forward to next year on a consistent basis. So, oh my goodness, some teams are going to be rattled by this wonderful Brisbane team. Young team, certainly they're really going to be contenders. Mix up with a few imports and look out.
Yeah, I really do think if they start picking up some really top-end imports, and I do expect they will, that they'll be a great team. I don't know if Mr. Harris is going to be there for him next year, but he's been Steve Harris. He's in his 40s. If he can keep that fitness up and that game up next year, I mean, they've got a great player here with Steve Harris. So hoping to see him back next year. But either way, I'm looking forward to seeing these black jerseys. Actually, they'll probably be wearing white next time when we see them, won't we?
Yes, yeah.
When they're here, but they'll be wearing the black at home. I'm looking forward to seeing them around the league next year.
Yeah, it'll certainly be interesting to see them in their white kit once they receive them.
So after the thanking of the crowd, now hopefully they will stay around because we will be having a photo on ice here with the fans as we do each year. And we get the photographers up here, up in our press box up here. They take a photo of the team with all the supporters on ice. So that's coming up here. But I hope they stick around for that. So a tight battle, as they've seen several of these between these two teams this year. I think every game has been close and it's required a comeback from the North Stars. That time just from even, but it required a power play goal in the end to seal the victory. Certainly, this team is looking the goods for next year.
Yeah, certainly North Stars can't sit comfortable. They've been only 1 or 2 goals difference. So, in the whole series, 34 goals scored in the 3 games, and now add another 7 to that list. So 41 goals in 4 games is an amazing amount of scoring.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Brett Malloy, he's doing his last trip around the glass here in Newcastle colours. Of course, Erina, they don't have glass, at least at this stage. Maybe they will by next season.
Would be nice.
It would be nice. I'd love to see some more glass around the league. So we've got, so as I mentioned, this is the last home game for the season. It's the last broadcast for our crew here, Ford Fox Media Group, and we hope you enjoy what we brought for you all this season. Of course, we'll just mean for this season. There's plenty more to come from Ford Fox in other sports, but for ice hockey, that's it for 2022. So thank you to all of our wonderful crew, the hard-working crew, giving up their time here to be here and give all this awesome vision, this great hockey for you guys at home. So we'll sign off now. It's time getting to Peter Lambert here. Thank you for joining us here at Hunter Skating Stadium in the end. Newcastle Northstars 3 have defeated the Brisbane Lightning. Pardon me, Newcastle Northstars 4 have defeated the Lightning 3 here at Hunter Skating Stadium. We'll see you next year.
Thanks for having us.